Tom's partner Malcolm has dementia. He shares the story of their life together.
I met Malcolm in 1968, a long time ago. We were been living together since then, of course. And we had a very good retirement. Malcolm's problem started, I think, maybe when he had a second mini stroke. He had a second mini stroke about 18 months ago. And within a short time after the stroke, we were aware that his memory became difficult. And we lived with it for quite some time, but it was difficult. We then eventually found our way to the GP, but of course GPs weren't easily available for a long time. We had the pandemic and other difficulties, and it was terribly difficult to get to see a GP, but eventually we got to see our GP, a very busy, overworked GP, and we confided in him about the memory problems, which he suggested were a direct result of the stroke. And he suggested that we seek help from the memory clinic.
Tom and Malcolm now both get personal support from their memory support worker. Tom explains more about how this helps him with practical challenges.
I think sometimes maybe some of the things I'm asking are so basic that I should know them myself. I shouldn't have to ask anybody. But I remind myself that it's a new situation for me. I contacted her when I was getting nervous about the medication and the side effects, and then she opened the door to me to talk to, I'm not sure who I was talking to, but somebody who's organised the doctor to ring Dr. Hutchinson, I think. A very helpful man. We had a long chat, and he was very, very helpful, and we sorted out the medication problem. She advised me 6 months ago about practical things, attendance allowance. I'd never heard of it, of course, and so she advised me that I ought to explore that. And after a lot of consideration, and I did meet another carer who'd been in my position, and she'd applied for this attendance allowance. So she helped me with that. And I would say to anybody in my position who were suddenly told that there might be some financial help available, it's not a great deal of cash, but it does help to compensate for the extra expenses you have. The best advice I had was from my support worker, is to contact Age Concern. There's a lady who works with Age Concern who she seems to be mainly in position to help you with filling in these difficult forms. And that was invaluable, absolutely invaluable.
Tom and Malcolm's relationship is honoured and respected in the Memory Assessment Service. We're here for the whole of our community in Brighton and Hove.
I got it into my head from the beginning that I was going to be in a particular difficult area, that most of the people seeking help are heterosexual married couples, and I thought there's not going to be many people from the gay community, but there are a few. I'm not by myself, and so it was a great consolation to me and reassurance to me when I found that everything was open to us in the same way. There's no sense of discrimination, or there's nobody whispering when we went in the room, and that's been very, very reassuring. I'm sure that anybody else would find it the same way. And I remind myself that there are many, many people in my situation, I'm sure. I'm not by myself.
Tom explains the value of knowing that they can access lifelong support from the service from now and into the future.
It makes a big difference being able to talk to somebody. And I feel terribly sorry for people who haven't got this opportunity. And I suspect, well, I know one or two people. One person who I used to know many years ago lives with an elderly mother with memory problems and obviously early dementia. And she's very, very hesitant to seek any help because she's embarrassed, I think, and doesn't want to quite admit it's happening. and she hopes it's going to go away. And I can understand that happen to some people. Some people might well feel it's not something I want professionals to deal with. This is a very personal thing. But yes, for me it's been invaluable to have contact. I guess as the years go by, it's going to increase. I'm going to need more contact, I suspect. Yeah.
Tom explains why it's important to be planning ahead.
And I'm also aware of, as I'm getting older myself, that we've started talking about if anything happened to me, what plans could we make for that? And that's a big issue, I think, that we need to talk about. We don't see it quite eye to eye about this, but I'm pointing out that if anything happened to me, Malcolm couldn't possibly manage a house like this by himself, and we've got to start thinking about a flat. I think we don't want to, but we've got to. I think it's on the agenda for the future. I think there might well come a point when we do need more support.
Very pessimistic.
Fun?
It's very pessimistic.
No, I think we've got to be realistic though. It's good to know that there are people there who can help us if we need it. Yeah.
We're all right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all right now. Yes.
Than when I worked, actually. I can still count up to 10 and all.
Find out more about the memory assessment service and what you can expect from us on our website.